Welcome to Trading Up Special Edition, where we'll give you an inside look at job opportunities and the possibility to trade up your lifestyle. Probably one of the toughest decisions we make is what career path to follow, whether fresh out of high school or already in a career that isn't quite what you expected, or perhaps facing a job loss. What are your options? You could just immediately enter the workplace. Many today are hiring with no experience necessary. Maybe a 4-year or more college degree is your path to a chosen profession. Or yet, another option might be to take advantage of one of the many skilled trades being offered. What if I told you you could start a career that pays you as you learn? Well, on this episode of Trading Up Special Edition, we're going to Insulators Local 45, an advanced training facility with a rich history in not only building many of our area's landmark structures, but building careers as well. We'll meet several apprentices and journeymen currently in the training program and working in the field. But first, let's learn a little bit about the history of Insulators Local 45 and what the training facility can offer you as a candidate.
I'm Ryan Webb. I'm a journeyman insulator and the apprenticeship training director for Local 45. As a training director, I coordinate all of the student activities, daily progress, all their projects, and set the curriculum. The history of the Insulators Local 45 started in 1916. We became a charter member of the International Association of Heat and Frost Insulators, formerly the Asbestos Workers. It came out of the need of the Industrial Revolution. Obviously the equipment is really hot, or we need to keep hot things hot and cold things cold. And so there became a need for the amount of workers to develop an international union than individual local unions. Local 45 is put in place because it was the 45th local created. We serve 13 counties, mostly Northwest Ohio, 2 counties in southeastern Michigan. There's a lot of, manufacturing sites, food processing plants, industrial sites, energy, oil refineries. The men who came before me built those sites. The Northwest Ohio building trades built those sites. And so my assumption, those are our sites. Those are the family sites, these men throughout the years. And we're going back 50, 60, 70 years, helped create the infrastructure here in Northwest Ohio. What got me into becoming the apprenticeship training director is I just started instructing and I found that I really valued it. And then my predecessor retired and I took over. We're going to teach and basically tie together all aspects of the trade, from the jacketing that protects our insulation. A lot of people have talked about the sheet metal layouts that we do, to the insulation itself, the various forms and materials, the different applications that they may encounter throughout their career. Whether you're fresh out of high school and looking for a career, or you're coming out of college. I know I'm one of the people with the crippling student loan debt, and I'm not afraid to share it with people. At the time, a kid like me with severe ADHD and learning disabilities, I had no business in college. But with that being said, this provided for me. And so what we're seeing right now is that we're doing better with guys and gals willing to make career changes because they see the value in the benefit package and the hourly rate. To become an apprentice, you need a valid driver's license. You got to be 18 years of age. You need to either go to ToledoInsulators.com or come into the apprenticeship school here at Northwest Ohio Construction Education Center and apply in person. You'll need a copy of your high school transcripts. There'll be a mechanical aptitude test, and based on the points you score, that's how you'll be given an interview.
My name is Alan Pacer. I'm a retired individual from Local 45. I've been retired for about 7 years now. Well, the physical nature is some of the climbing, because then all the work's on the ground. You have work off scaffoldings and things of that nature. And then some of the materials are somewhat heavy, but nothing that you can't really control and handle. So sometimes you work in the elements, sometimes you don't, sometimes you work inside. It depends on the nature of the draw and where you happen to be working at. The nice part about it is the jobs continually change. So you work on a project for so long, the project wraps up, you go to another job.
So a typical day for an insulator, again, would be waking up at 6 o'clock, getting to your job site by 7, work until 3:30, 4 o'clock, and in all conditions. I mean, it's hot in the summer, it's cold in the winter, and oftentimes it's dirty, it's dusty, but you'll be compensated.
There's a lot of challenges to being an insulator as far as things turning out the way you like, and that's a process of learning. You evolve and you have good days and bad days, and Some jobs are obviously harder than other jobs, but you learn to apply yourself, and you can be very proud of stuff as you walk away and say, hey, I made this.
So at our training facility, this is where the apprentices will come weekly to get their instruction. They're required 144 hours a year for a state registered apprenticeship training program. And this is where they'll learn the different aspects of the trade. So the sheet metal jacketing protects our insulation. So what I like to tell people is if you ever drove by an industrial site and you see the pipes are real shiny, the tanks, the equipment is shiny, that is our sheet metal jacketing protecting the insulation. Our hourly rate is highly competitive. Our first year apprentice starts off at $19.26 on the check, but that's not what they make. They make $38 an hour. And so in their orientation, I like to tell them, you do not step into any entry-level position making $38 an hour. So as the apprentice grows in their skills and knowledge, are started at 55% of journeyman scale for the entire first year. After that, they get a 5% increase of whatever journeyman's rate is at the current time. So we have a healthy benefit package, full medical, we have an HSA, a health savings account. We also have a defined benefit pension and a defined contribution pension. And a defined contribution is the individual man's money, and a defined benefit is the benefit you would receive monthly till your death. So everything we do is hourly based. So if you don't work, you don't get paid. There absolutely is room for advancement as an insulator. Apprenticeship training director, I never thought that this was a role, but here I am. You could become the foreman's on the job, you could become a contractor, you could open your own shop. The benefit of being in a union is immense in the sense of providing for your family. I mean, with the cost of healthcare, being able to retire at not an advanced age, but a healthy age, and being able to retire with some dignity. We have a professional craftsman's code of conduct that holds not only our members but our apprentices to high standards. It's also important for the continued success of our local that we have high standards, because when you hire a union craftsman, you expect a highly trained professional. The power of the vote is the membership has the ability to hire leadership, get rid of leadership. So the local union, the body, votes to allocate wages, benefits, funding for all of our funds, more or less. So union meetings are on the third Thursday of every month. Apprentices are required to attend a majority of the meetings. Yes, there are dues to be paid. We pay working dues to our local union that help us hire the labor lawyers that fund our leadership. We also pay a small, what is called a per capita tax to our international, which helps fund them as well.
Coming up on Trading Up Special Edition, we'll meet apprentice insulators Nathan and Darian and hear both the challenges and rewards they encountered in their training at Local 45. But first, let's test your knowledge with Trading Up Trivia. The heat and frost insulators have what animal represented in their logo? Is it A, a lizard, B, a snake, C, a salamander, or D, a weasel? We'll be right back with that answer.
For more than a century, the hardworking men and women of Local 45 and their contractors have had you covered, helping to protect your business and offices, insulating and abating materials, conserving energy, fireproofing your buildings. Let Local 45 help you with your projects, or start a career journey with us. Earn strong wages, be covered by excellent benefits, and plan a retirement comfortably. We've represented generations of families in our community. We will represent you too. Local 45, we've got it covered.
Welcome back. Before the break, we asked, which animal is represented in Heat and Frost Insulators logo? If you answered C, a salamander, you are correct. According to mythology, the fire salamander can withstand freezing temperatures and is impervious to fire. It seemed to be the perfect fit for workers who insulate against heat and frost. Your path to becoming an insulator begins with an apprenticeship. Not only are you given hands-on expert instruction, you're also given a paycheck. Nathan and Darian are Local 45 apprentices who are finding the rewards of their decision to become insulators far outweigh the challenges.
I'm Nathan Shamo, and I'm an apprentice with Local 45. I've been with Local 45 for 4.5 years. I'm not on the industrial side as much, So I do a lot of schools and hospitals and more little repair jobs, some outside roof units, air conditioning units, and it's pretty much all pipe covering fiberglass that I do. We insulate all piping and ductwork mainly that is put in for air conditioning units, heating for buildings, the chilled water that runs, chillers that run through the buildings for industrial or just running the air conditioning in a school or something. I'm the small guy that gets thrown into tight spaces. So it can be a bit harder. It just depends what you're doing and where the pipe fitters or sheet metal guys decide to put it at. Sometimes pretty tired, but a lot of times you look back after a while and you see everything you've put on, and you feel the pride from your work. You look back and think you did a good job and glad what you did and happy about it.
Name's Darian Campbell. I'm a member at Local 45, and I've been in the program for 5 years and as an apprentice. I made about $75,000 last year as an apprentice, and I know a lot of guys made more than that. You go through a schooling program to educate yourself and better your skills as a tradesperson. We do a lot of classroom activities, a lot of working with metal, learning the different types of insulation that we use. We've been to multiple different jobs. We built the Cleveland Cliffs there in Toledo. That was a big project. That was well over a year's worth of work over there. Been to smaller projects, being 2, 3, 4 months, all the way on forward.
For work hours, we have to have 8,000 work hours in total before we get our 5 years done. So we have to have 144 shop hours in the classroom a year. We will do a bunch of different mock-ups, everything from doing rubber and pipe covering in here to taking metal layouts, and it's a lot of pattern learning and a lot of layouts.
I've had different journeymen give me little tips and tricks on how to do things a little bit faster, make things look a little better, from just teaching different angles on holding a knife for an example, or how to get a certain cut out a certain way or something like that.
I respect my journeymen. I look up to a lot of them. They're going to show you a lot of field practice compared to in the classroom.
Some days can be pretty demanding. A lot of climbing ladders and getting up on scaffolds, or a lot of stairs typically can wear you out by the end of the day.
You're going to learn some shortcuts to stuff instead of doing the full pattern of a way that you can make it a bit quicker and it still fits on just as good, and it's not shortcutting, leaving no gaps or nothing in the insulation either. It's just a quicker way method to lay out stuff. It's a good relationship with all the co-workers. You got to get along with them if you're going to be with them all the time. You joke around, have fun through the day, and it makes the day go faster.
We are required to have the majority of our tools, any special tools, drills, power tools, things like that are all supplied by the contractors.
We have our own tools, and I believe the apprenticeship is trying to start up like a starter pack for the apprentices when they first get in that you can purchase that'll give you a good amount of the tools. Myself, I probably spent around just $100 on tools and stuff, but I also had a lot handed down from my father, that he had extra tools sitting around that he didn't use, and a lot of hand-me-downs for me, and a lot of, even if you're not related to someone, there'll be a lot of guys in the trade that are going to retire soon that will hand down their stuff to you, and it's a big family. I mean, everybody shares their stuff. Oh, we pay nothing for the apprenticeship. The union pays for the apprenticeship for us. After the first year, you get your first raise, 5% more, and then every 6 months, another 5% raise. And we have prevailing wage as a whole in the union, so every July, right now I believe we get $1.60 to split between our funds, however we vote, how we want it. So there's always going to be a raise every year, even after you're topped out as a journeyman.
We got what I believe is great health care, covers almost everything in that aspect.
We have 2 retirements. We have a benefit card that we can use to pay our copay of what the insurance doesn't. The insurance covers everything. I mean, it's good insurance. Our benefit card we can use to pay for our half the copay, and I mean, a pair of glasses if you need glasses, or it covers dental. And we have a vacation fund instead of getting vacation days. It's a little different way. Instead of having vacation days like most jobs do.
Taking care of all our older members that have retired and moved on, we pay into funds for those guys, and really makes for a great time. They keep us safe by giving us most safety equipment, excluding your steel-toed boots. They'll give you a harness to put on that you can tie off to make sure you're not going to fall from a height and cause injury. They give you tool lanyards so you don't drop your tools and potentially drop them on somebody or hurt somebody or damage equipment. All jobs typically have at least a weekly safety meeting. Some go daily. Safety glasses, hard hat, gloves, those are all requirements. Cut-resistant gloves are the standard for us insulators.
So you can call us to apply, you can visit our website, or you can come to the school itself and apply here when we're accepting applications. And it's pretty simple to get in. You just have to go through a normal little test to get in and bring all your requirements, your birth certificate, all that normal stuff for any job.
For more than a century, the hardworking men and women of Local 45 and their contractors have had you covered. Helping to protect your business and offices, insulating and abating materials, conserving energy, fireproofing your buildings. Let Local 45 help you with your projects. Or start a career journey with us. Earn strong wages, be covered by excellent benefits, and plan a retirement comfortably. We've represented generations of families in our community. We will represent you too. Local 45, we've got it covered.
Local 45's journeymen play an important role in guiding you throughout your apprenticeship.
My name's Lynette Jones. I'm a mechanical insulator with Insulators Local 45. To me, being a journeyman is like a brotherhood or a sisterhood. You know, we all come together, support each other, and make good money doing it. My path becoming an insulator, I was an asbestos remover for 8 years, and then I got into the apprenticeship program, and I went through 5 years of apprenticeship, and then I became a mechanical journeyman. When you first get in, it's physical because you know you're the low person on the totem pole. And then as you move up in seniority, then the new people come in and they do the heavy lifting. But the older you get, the longer you're in and the more seniority, the guys tend to take care of you. We offer the apprentices a good way to make a living. It's an alternative to college. Everybody's not cut out for college. And if you're not and you're good and mechanically inclined, you can make a really good living and make money as you learn. And then you won't have the debt that you have for college.
I'm Pacho Valdez. I'm a journeyman for Local 45. What I thought an insulator was beforehand was stuffing insulation in a wall initially. I was at the refinery first job. It was nothing like I thought it'd be. A lot of good guys in the trade, to make you comfortable. The more you get to know guys and you're on the job day to day, it definitely becomes easier. We do a lot of climbing on certain job sites. The refineries, there's a lot of towers to climb and ladder work. Yeah, being fit, that definitely helps. But overall, it's not too physical. It's your hard hat, your safety glasses, steel-toe boots. Refineries, you wear Nomex, fire retardant. Each job's different. Certain jobs call for a lot more. Some jobs, it's just your basic PPE.
When you climb in straight ladders, sometimes you have to hook up to the ladder to go up the ladder. And so there's a lot of different safety aspects that we didn't have back in the day that they have now.
For the most part on every job, we do safety meetings in the morning, toolbox talks. We have JSA, it's called, paperwork. It goes over each job. Pretty much anything to keep you safe, we go over in the morning. All your PPE, it's definitely a daily talk.
Being a member of Local 45 makes me proud. I'll be the first woman to retire to work the full years to retirement. I'm the only woman who's ever held an office. I go on a job and, I get a lot of respect. I'm in the ditch right with them. I'm 200 feet up in the air, right beside them, working right along with them. And because of that, I get the respect that I deserve. I have 2 kids, and when I first got in, my kids were like 1 and 2 years old. And the medical benefits were a real blessing. Before I got in, I was working 2 jobs just to have medical and pay the bills. But we do have a really good health system and benefit systems, not just with the health care, but pension and things like that.
You're looking to make good money, make a career, have great benefits, a future. This is definitely a great option. You can't go wrong, if you come in with an open mind and you're willing to learn and just everyday focus. I think you can't fail. It's definitely something you'll do well in.
So what do you think? Is being an insulator for you? If you're 18 years old, have a high school diploma or GED certificate, a valid driver's license, and are able to pass a drug test, you already have the basic requirements met. Consider the cost. Only $400 a year compared to what you would pay, and maybe continue to pay, should you have to take out an extensive college loan. Plus, you get paid substantially, all while building your career. Just look at today's wages and benefits. For more information or how to apply for an apprenticeship, check out insulators.org or call 419-531-4392.
People don't necessarily think about the future when they're young. So you're establishing a career, and the pay is good, the pension is excellent. You're able to work for 35 years or so and get out as a fairly young man. I retired when I was 56 years old.
You work with apprentices for a long time, and you're teaching them everything you know, because they're the future of our trade. So you want to make sure that they know, everything that you're learning, so you're not taking all that knowledge with you.
This local has provided for my family so much. Unknown to previous generations. It's important work, it's hard work, but you'll be compensated.
You see guys come in all the time, no history really of anything. And they come in, you learn, the school's great. The guys that teach you every day, they're great, so it's something anyone can do for sure.